A note on Lost Horizon, Shangri-La, the ultimate paradise, the place where one lives to 250. I have read the book, and I was so thrilled, excited, exhilarated, enchanted and so on by it that I have decided not even halfway through to stop and prolong the pleasure, so to say. I have a few books that I stopped and try to take in slowly. This one, no orchids for Miss Blandish. In this latter case, I'm doing the wrong, well, in a way, the wrong thing. Vellum Pure Little I also loved a lot, and I took small installments. In the No Orchids, I will need to start again, which will give me a new pleasure because it's more than 1 year and I forgot most of the action, so I need to get back there. But I know that I'm loving it, and I will again. And also, there's something else. The Last Picture Show. There's the book. I know I love the film. There's the book. I started and I knew this one I will love after a few pages. So it's there in the pipeline to take as a delicacy when the time comes after some while. And so returning to Lost Horizon, it is exciting, it is thrilling, and what is more, in the light of new discoveries, new research, it is not so outrageous to think about 250 years old people. It's now known that we have a few things, a few rules that we could apply. We don't. I mean, we eat junk food and so on. So with that, there's no way anybody can live to 250. But first of all, there's so much genetic research, and it's getting clear that they can work on the DNA. A piece in The Economist a couple of days ago was speaking about athletes and the fact that it's well known that some would use doping and use chemicals, substances to improve that. But now the research shows that genes can be affected. So it's not yet there, it's even dangerous for the moment, but in some years' time, they might be able to insert into the DNA segments, whatever, I don't know the scientific term, but it's possible to alter it eventually to improve resistance to running, to run faster, to have better athletic skills, capabilities. So again, probably they'd be able to insert something that will increase immunity to diseases and resistance to all sorts of things. And we have the cases of people in Okinawa who live to 100 in such large numbers. And we know what they do. They eat the pink, violet, whatever, potatoes, meat very, very rarely. Speaking of that, we have vegans studied in American places, and it's proved that diet is the best because it prolongs life. Eating less, the Okinawa ones raised on the table when they're just 80% full or so. So eating less prolongs life. It's also proved by statistics made during the Great Depression in the US, when so many people had to eat so much less, but then they reached old age, they lived longer. probably counterintuitively. And on and on. We need to be positive. Studies with the nuns of the Notre Dame, and on and on and on. So we know all these things. It's just a question of applying them all. And 250 is around the corner. I will be on here with my notes, and I will prove it to you, for another 120 years. On top of what I have now. 30 years of age. So, Conway, Malleson, Bernard, Lao Tzu, Chang, the Great Lama, these are the main characters. They all meet in this lamasery with adventure to reach there. They're sort of kidnapped by a man flying their airplane as they go out of the revolution. And the lamasery is, the Shangri-La is extraordinary. This is the place where, plus the air, I'm thinking to add to what I mentioned earlier, in the future they will have a system wherein they will pump in here and in places in the world and in rooms and cities, I don't know yet, but air from the Himalayas, from this lamasery, Shangri-La air, it will be called on the label, and they will offer you, pay something and you get the purest air, and then you approach, as I said, the age of the great Lama. And the others, Chang is also in great shape, but it is 100 and something. Lao Tzu, the only woman there. It's a question of spirituality, indeed. If one wants to be happy and therefore live longer, positive people are again proved to live longer. They have better lives, more success in private, professional life. Get sick less often, and when they do, they stay sick for shorter periods, and on, all the advantages. And to be happy, one key, as explained by Sonia Lubomirsky in The How of Happiness, rules 11 and 12 are taking care of your body and soul. So spirituality is one of the components of this wonderful elixir, Holy Grail. And the lamasery, there's also this blend, I would say, between Western religions and the Eastern tradition. There are some exotic, unbelievable elements, but I would just pass that by.